So before I start this video on how to invest £1,000, if you find it useful in any way, then please make sure you hit that like button and also subscribe to our channel. Now, in this video, I'm going to cover some of the key things you need to think about if you're investing or wanting to invest £1,000. I can't give you every answer, but I can give you enough to find some new services and ideas to get you started. Now, first of all, let's take a look at the things you should consider before deciding whether to invest. Now, have you got any short-term debt? Short-term debt such as credit cards and overdrafts incur high rates of interest, and the interest you are being charged is likely to outweigh any gains you make from investments. It's always best to pay off any short-term debt before investing your own money. Next, do you have an emergency fund? Now, an emergency fund is a pot of money that you set aside separate from any savings you may have, and it should be accessible at short notice. Now, an emergency fund can save you from getting into debt, and you should have this in place before you start to invest. Now, the amount you will need depends on your own circumstances, but it should be a minimum of 1 month's salary. But if you can save 3 or even 6 months' salary, then that's even better. It's also important to understand investment goals and timeframes. So setting an investment goal will help you to understand exactly how much money you will need and by when. Having a clear idea of what you want to achieve will help you guide your decisions and give you a greater chance of building wealth over the long term. We have articles on the Money to the Masses website where we explain how to set short-term, medium-term and long-term financial goals. And if you wish to check them out, then we provide a link on screen and in the notes below this video. As a general rule of thumb, you should only invest your money if you do not need access to it over the next 5 years. Now, of course, the other thing you need to think about is investing even right for you? Because before you start investing, there are some important questions you should ask yourself. Think about when you'll need access to the money. Are you comfortable with losing some or even all of your money potentially? There is nothing wrong with accepting that now isn't the right time to invest and then coming back to it later when the time is right. And we cover this in more detail in our video, Is Investing Right for Me? And the details are on screen. And if you want to check them out, click on the link or in the link below this video. Now, once you've made your decision to invest your first £1,000, you'll need to decide how and where to invest your money. Now, the best way to invest your first £1,000 will depend on a number of factors, and these include the type of product you wish to invest in, your attitude to risk, your investment time frame, how active an investor you want to be, and if and when you need access to the money. But also it matters the fees that you are willing to pay. Now, you'll need to decide whether you want to invest through a traditional online investment platform such as Interactive Investor or Hargreaves Lansdown or even Fidelity, or whether you would be happier starting out using an investment app such as Invest Engine, Doddle or Moneybox. Now, we've put links to all of those in the notes below this video, and you'll even find links to our video reviews. But one of the things you might decide upon is a Robo-Advisor, which sits somewhere in between the two options, providing the sort of convenience and simplicity of an investment app together with ready-made managed portfolios and additional investment insights and research. So we're thinking about things like Nutmeg, Money Farm and Wealthify because they are 3 of the top Robo-Advisor firms in the UK and are suitable options for beginner investors. And we've linked to our full reviews for each of those providers in the description below this video. Now, how much can you make if you invest £1,000? Now, while in this video I won't go into the details of how you might invest in individual shares or how you start building your own portfolio of funds, but whichever route you take, whether it's using a fully managed service like I mentioned earlier, like Nutmeg, or you decide to invest for yourself, then how much can you make on that £1,000 that you invest? Now, in terms of expected returns on your money, it is difficult to provide an accurate figure because it will be impacted by a number of factors, and these include the type of product to invest in, the period of time you are willing to let your money grow for, and how much risk you are prepared to take with your investments and which assets you actually invest in. However, the Barclays Equity Gilt Study suggests that investing in shares has produced an average annual return of approximately 5.7% per annum above inflation over the last 50 years, and the equivalent rate for investing in bonds and gilts was around about 2.4%. Now, to put that into context, assuming you are investing in shares, your initial £1,000 investment could be worth about £1,320 after 5 years, or £1,741 after 10 years, and around £4,000 after 25 years. Now, these figures are based on a single deposit of £1,000, but if you are able to invest an additional £10 a month as well, the approximate returns would rise to £2,044 after 5 years, £3,443 after 10 years, and just under £11,000 over 25 years. It's that compounding effect by putting in more money over time that you can end up growing your pot to a much greater degree. Now, in summary, if you are considering investing for the first time, then I would recommend that you read the full article about investing £1,000 on the Money to the Masses website. Now, there is a link on screen and a link in the show notes of this video, and in that article you can find links to all of the services and products that I've mentioned in this video.